and I just like shoved bread in my mouth, and then I just like stuck my tongue out the window and was like, I'm never gonna ever be in this much pain ever again in my life. And it's true, it was more painful than top surgery and my hysterectomy combined. Okay, it was the most painful experience that I've ever had, and I was trapped on the way to Blockbuster with this jalapeno in my mouth. So in any case, I wouldn't do that again. No. 0 out of 10 would recommend to friends. Yes. So the other day, I was on Twitter, and this wonderful fan of mine, Cassidy Henry, in fact, said, "Hey Sky, do you think that you would do another Q&A?" And I was like, sure. Why not? Let's do a Twitter Q&A. So y'all asked some fantastic questions. I'm gonna try and go through them as quick as I can, or at least fit them all into this video, because you are just making me think so much. So thank you so much, those of you who asked questions and participated, and especially to you, Cassidy Henry, because you came up with this awesome suggestion for me to do it again. So because of that, you asked like 50 million questions, and I'm gonna answer all of yours first, because love to you. Thank you for the suggestion. First thing that Cassidy asks is, what is something you used to do as a child that you wish you could still do? I think honestly, I wish that I could still roll down grassy hills, because I used to do that as a kid and like tumble down, and that was really fun and really fast. But now as a grown up, I get extremely dizzy. Like just if I spin around a circle once, I get dizzy. So I wish that I could still do that. That would be awesome. Second thing that Cassidy asked is, what is one thing you want to experience before you die? And I do really want to go skydiving. I know that I will someday, but the point is I need to do it before I die, and I don't know when I'm gonna die, so that kind of means that I should probably do it today, right? Yeah, just in case. Who has influenced me the most in my life? Honestly, I would say that my parents or my teachers have, and some of my teachers have been peers. For example, someone who has really influenced me that you may know is Tyler Ford, and they are just an extraordinary human being who I've read their work, and they just make me think so much, just like many of my other teachers, both in high school that I remember and in college professors, again, alongside my parents, who were probably two of the biggest teachers in my life. What would my dream date be? Ooh, this is a good one. I would really, really love to go on a moonlight walk along the beach, and then have that moonlight walk extend all the way to the point where the sun rises, and then when the sun rises, we'll just like magically procure some hot tea and some French toast and some flowers, and just sit on the edge of a cliff and watch the sunrise with nobody else around. That would be quite beautiful, and now I'm just gonna dream about that and make plans to make that happen too. What would I change about myself? That one's difficult. I think I would change the way that my anxiety manifests. So when I get anxious, I feel it in my stomach a whole lot, and it kind of like tears apart my stomach and makes me feel a little queasy. So if I could change that, I would wish that I could migrate that sort of physical form of anxiety to somewhere else. Just anywhere other than my poor little tummy. What is my favorite childhood memory? So one of my au pairs that I had when I was super duper young taught me how to ride a bicycle, and I can remember those days, and I remember sort of that push that she gave me, like she was holding on to the seat, and then she kind of like gave that push and let go of the seat, and then all of a sudden I was biking with 2 wheels, and I can remember that. It was like one of my earliest memories, but I love that feeling, kind of like flying, you know. It's like, yeah, oh god, I'm soaring. Would I rather be loved or have money? Well, although I love my dollar bills, y'all, especially considering I'm a head teller at a bank, I would definitely choose to be loved, because money cannot buy love, and I love my friends and family so much, and I would do just about anything for them. So, to be loved. What is something you have tried but would never do again? Truthfully, there was this one time in like 5th grade where I took a bite out of a jalapeno. Basically, my friend's older sisters dared me to do it, and I took this bite out of this jalapeno, and then we just so happened to be wanting to go to Blockbuster to rent movies. Yes, that's the thing where you would have to drive to the store to rent the movie, because the internet did not provide the movie for you back then. Long story short, I take this bite of the jalapeno, and then her mom's like, oh, let's go to Blockbuster before they close. We're like, great. So I hop into the car, and like it's not really hitting me yet. Then all of a sudden, sudden it hits me, and thankfully someone had brought along the gallon of milk and like a loaf of bread, and I just like shoved bread in my mouth, and then I just like stuck my tongue out the window and was like, I'm never gonna ever be in this much pain ever again in my life. And it's true, it was more painful than top surgery and my hysterectomy combined. Okay, it was the most painful experience that I've ever had, and I was trapped on the way to Blockbuster with this jalapeno in my mouth. So in any case, I wouldn't do that again. No. 0 out of 10 would recommend to friends. Yes. Thank you, Cassidy, for all of those. And now we're going to move on to Lisa Rasher, who's asking, what would you like to see in your life 20 years from now? And I would love for in 20 years from now to have built my own house and to have land that I'm cultivating fruits and veggies and gardening on, and to have like a lovely significant other who's extremely supportive and is doing cool things too. That's what I would really love to see 20 years from now. And maybe some babies. Maybe some babies. Maybe a few babies. Zephyr asks, what is the one most scary thing about society? And I would say the perception that one is alone. I feel that you could never be truly alone unless you want to be and choose to be. So this idea that someone could feel entirely alone and not supported, that is probably the scariest thing in society for me, because there's so many people in this world to relate to and to really join forces with and to be able to lean on each other. And it really scares me that even with how connected we are, that we still cannot always make those connections. So that is one scary thing, is this idea that someone could feel entirely alone, not by choice, when they truly aren't alone. So Addison is asking, can I do a handstand? And I have done a handstand before, but I cannot currently do a handstand. I had this sort of traumatic experience where I fell doing a handstand and kind of like rubbed off a chunk of my hair on my head like 6 years ago. And ever since then, I was like, I don't know if I really want to do handstands anymore. Yeah. Addison also asked, if you could do one thing for the rest of your life and be completely and totally happy, what would it be? I would say either looking into my partner's eyes, because she's got these gorgeous eyes, or I would just eat roasted red peppers every day for the rest of my life and be so happy. Or if we're thinking like actually doing this every day for forever, I would love to be a person who must walk along the coast of all the continents to make sure that it actually is the coast. Like I would be the coast investigator, and I'd make sure the ocean actually touches the sand. And I would get to do that for the rest of my life. That would be so cool, right? Yeah, I think so. I don't know, I just invented it now. Addison also wants to know, what is a talent I possess that y'all may not know about? And I think y'all may know about this, but maybe you didn't know that I consider it a talent. I can individually flex both of my pecs. Oh. No, I can't. I can only do this one. Oh wait, no, I did that one too. Wow, that is sort of weird. This is not a talent. No, this is not a talent. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna put my shirt back on, but I'll just answer that one with that. So Finn Kane asks, will we get to see your lovely sounding significant other on your channel? Yes, you absolutely will. We're currently planning what sort of video we want to make together, and she's just so lovely. I can't wait to introduce her to you all. Yay. Well, here's just like a little picture of us that I just found on my iPad that we like jokingly took recently, and then yeah, you'll get to meet her soon, I hope. I'm Looking for Good asks, who's the one person that you wouldn't like your life without? And I honestly would have to include both my mom and my dad, because of all they've done for me and for all they continue to do for me and being supportive parents. I don't think I would be nearly as content with my life if I didn't have them constantly telling me all we want for you is to be happy and to keep moving towards your dreams. So I feel really lucky to have parents like that. So Scarlett writes and says, hey Skylar, I'm Scarlett, I'm an MTEF transgender about to start my transformation. What do I need to mentally prepare for? And I would say the biggest thing to mentally prepare for is sort of this relearning of yourself as you even begin to tell others, or if you're choosing to physically make changes, is relearning your body and yourself and your identity as you become seen as who you are and become more comfortable or become more excited. There's so much to relearn, so to be mentally prepared for the learning journey as you begin to walk through this stage in your life. I'm so happy for you. I really hope things go well, Scarlett. That's very exciting. So Gav, I think, Gav asks, any advice for people who are waiting to start tea? During that period of time, waiting to start tea, I worked out a whole bunch. I worked on myself mentally, physically, emotionally, just trying to get my interests, my passions all lined up and get ready to move forward. So work on everything else in your life, feel productive in the aspects of your life, everything aside from the testosterone part of it for now, and then when the testosterone part comes, you just add that on in, and then you're like, boop. At least that's how I felt. So really work on whatever you want to work on, Gav. Whatever parts of yourself you feel like, oh, I want to get better at this, or I want to learn how to do that. Now's a good time to start doing that, and then tea will come and sweep you off your feet, hopefully. Well, I don't know. Can you imagine like a little tea vial just like hopping along like, hey Gav, like I'm just gonna pick you up and carry you. I don't know. That's how I picture it, but anyway, love you. Good friend Mage asks, what has been my favorite part about 2015 thus far? And I think my favorite part so far has been going to the White House and going to VidCon. Those were two truly incredible experiences that I've never had before in my life, and those happened this year. I'm just so happy that I got to go to both those places, and I got to bring Amy to both of those places, and then to VidCon also bring my other best friend Winnie. It's just, gosh, I feel so lucky. It's been a truly incredible year so far. So Jess Campbell asks, what is one place in the world that you would like to travel to that you haven't been to, and what would you like to see? So I would really love to go to the Isle of Skye, since that's sort of where I picked my name after, at least a lot of people thought that I did. So I think it'd be cool, and I've heard that it's really beautiful there. So I'd love to see the beautiful sights that everyone's told me about. Riley McCluskey asks, which country would you most like to visit? I would really love to visit India. I've heard such fantastic things about India, or Nepal, either one, and I would just love to see any part of those countries because, I don't know, I've just seen and heard amazing things, so I'd love to go to India or Nepal. Joe Sanders asks, at what age did you start to learn the guitar, and what was the first song you learned? Well, my dad kind of tossed the guitar into my hands at age 12, but it was around 13 when I began taking guitar lessons, and the first song I learned was Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer, no joke. Daredevil Abby asks, who is your favorite music artist at the moment? And I'm obsessed with 21 Pilots. Y'all actually really got me into 21 Pilots. I didn't know who they were, and then y'all were like, we love 21 Pilots. Have you listened to 21 Pilots? And I was like, I don't know who that is. And then I checked them out, and I was like, I weirdly really like this. I like it a lot. So thank you all for getting me into 21 Pilots, because they really have changed my life. They're really fantastic, really fantastic. Daredevil Abby also wants to know, if you could be any animal, what would you be? I would choose to be a bird, so then I could fly and see all my friends. That would be really lovely. Rocco asks, what is your guilty pleasure junk food? I love to eat green, but sometimes I just crave flaming hot Cheetos. Well, my friend, I'm the same way as you. Not only do I love Cheetos, but I love Lucky Charms so much. So much. Like, I love them. So that was so fun. Thank you so much for joining me in that Q&A. I'll definitely do another one sometime soon. You guys asked the best questions, and definitely leave your thoughts and comments below. Like and subscribe and do all those fun things, and I'll be back next Tuesday, and I cannot wait to introduce my lovely partner to you all. Not sure if it'll be next Tuesday, but it'll be soon. All right, peace.